You saw it in the promotional videos, you saw it back at Milan when it was launched. You saw it 2 weeks ago when we did an unboxing. It was shiny and new and very clean, and now it's time for the first review. Take a look at her. She's so beautiful. Let's meet the Africa Twin Adventure Sports. I'm in the city traffic right now, and I realized that this Africa Twin is somehow built to impress. It's a very beautiful bike, and everybody's saying to me, congrats dude, you have a very nice motorcycle, so too bad it's not mine. On the other hand, it's practical too. Okay, it's a large and heavy bike, but the thing is that you have a very high handlebar that passes over most of the car mirrors in the traffic. So the difference is compared to the standard Africa Twin. We have a larger fuel tank, we have larger fairing, which should offer better weather protection, we have a taller windscreen. What else? The foot pegs are different, they're wider, better for riding off-road. We have this anniversary white frame, we have this shield, a standard, also this crash bar is standard. Let's have a look. Take a look at this luggage rack. It looks very solid. It's completely new. It's made out of steel now. It's not aluminum anymore. And very important, you cannot put a top case anymore. So if you want the original luggage, you have to put the side cases, and after that you can put a bag over here with a maximum weight of 10 kilos. The suspension features a longer travel, and this means that you also have a higher ground clearance and a higher seat. Let's have a look. Whoa. Okay. Good. I hate the side stand. Okay. Honda offers you as an accessory 2 types of lower seats, so you can find your riding position no matter your height. And the riding position is actually nice. Even if you're using it on the road, or even if you're standing on it. Let's talk about the on-road comfort. I remember last year I was riding the basic Africa Twin, the standard version, for about 12 hours a day, 1000 kilometers a day, and it was perfect. It was just perfect. It was so comfortable, and I was somehow expecting that this one should be the same, but for me it's not. And I don't know why. The foot pegs are somehow forward. I got this low seat, high handlebar, fuel tank is wider, and suddenly the ergonomics is changed. So after a day of riding, I got tired on this bike. I had some problems with my knees, with my legs, because I think I don't have enough legroom on this bike. The weather protection, the fairing is larger, the windscreen you see is larger, it should come with perfect weather protection. It's okay, you get ventilated during the summer, which is a good thing, but when riding fast, you can feel the wind hitting you in the arms, hitting you in the shoulders, and hitting you around the helmet. It's not perfect. It's good, but it's not perfect. The windshield is taller. It might be wider compared to the standard version, but it's not wide enough. I received some questions about this. Steve is asking us about the wind buffeting. You're asking me if a lower seat would solve this problem. It's not about the seat height, because take a look at the windscreen. The windscreen is tall enough to throw the wind over your helmet. However, you can't ride with your visor up at more than 100 kilometers per hour. If you're taller, if you're sitting somewhere over here and you feel that the windshield is short, don't go for a lower seat. Just put a wind deflector over here instead. The engine was refined for this year. It offers the same power output, but they changed the airbox. They also changed the exhaust internals, and now it sounds better and it produces more torque in the mid-range. The 24 liters fuel tank should be enough for long distance touring. Honda says it's capable of 500 kilometers. We're talking about the range over here. I would say that you should expect about 350-400 kilometers depending on your riding pace. We have a longer travel suspension. Does it really need it? Yes, it does, because of the extra weight. I must say that I never felt it bottoming in off-road. It's a really good setup, a really good suspension. I think it's one of the best on the market when it comes to off-road, because it handles like a dream. It's like flying on a magic carpet, whatever the surface. Now the Africa Twin features riding modes, different riding modes. You have Tour, Urban, Gravel and User. This one is a mode that you can configure by yourself. So you got 3 parameters: power, engine brake and traction control. Whatever the riding mode, you can modify the traction control. It comes in with 7 stages, 7 levels of intervention. Last year when I had a long trip with the Africa Twin, I wasn't very happy about the traction control. Now it's better, it's got better, but it's not perfect. And that's because no matter the setting, on the first level is not very intrusive, on the 7th level is very intrusive, but it's about the intervention itself. It kicks in later, let's say, but it's quite brutal. It's not very smooth. So you can feel it no matter if it's on 1, 2, 3 or 7. Here's my favorite setting. If riding on road, it's the Tour mode, because it's more aggressive than Urban, let's say. It's the Tour mode with the traction control at level 1 or 2. And if going off-road, I have to shut down the traction control, I have to turn off the ABS on the back, and I also like to have the power on the first level. It's more aggressive over there, and the engine brake on the 3rd level. It's very important to have the engine brake when going off-road, because it helps you a lot when going downhill. This is the DCT version, which means dual clutch transmission. You have no clutch anymore, but you can still shift the gears manually if you want by using those two buttons. A lot of you asked about the weight, if it feels heavier. Well, it is heavier, and of course it feels heavier. However, it's not such a nightmare. I would say that it's difficult to control it at very low speed maneuvers in parking lots, let's say, because it's also tall, or when you're stuck in off-road. But as long as you get going, it comes with a very good balance and it handles pretty well for this weight. Here's the trick. The water pump, for example, is here in the clutch housing. Honda tried to somehow put all the essential components in the middle of the bike. It's the mass centralization principle. So this is the reason, this might be the reason why it handles so good. This bike comes with a lot of standard equipment. However, there are some accessories such as the touring bags, no top case, rubber pillion foot pegs, DCT foot shifter, center stand, because this one is optional. What else do we have? A quick shifter for the manual version, a tank bag, and fog lamps, which, by the way, are very efficient because the standard headlight, although it's LED, it doesn't offer you as much light as you need. So which one should you buy? The basic version or this one, the anniversary one? I would personally go for the standard version, the basic Africa Twin, because of my height, because of my weight, because of the bike's weight. That one is lighter, and because of the price. That one is also cheaper. But if you're tall enough and you feel comfortable on this one, go for this one.